Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes, and we're having breakfast. I still have some family muffin recipes to share with you. Muffins more important than family. I have another recipe from my grandma's recipe collection. Today's recipe is called morning muffins, and it screams breakfast. This is a big recipe, so I will be cutting it in half. It has a lot of goodies in it. It looks like it's going to be very moist. It has a lot of really healthy ingredients in it. It has carrots and apples and raisins and nuts. If you don't like raisins, you can omit them, or you could substitute maybe craisins. Those would give the muffins a nice tanginess. Or if you don't like nuts, or maybe you're allergic, you could always omit those, or maybe find a viable substitution. Feel free to make this recipe your own. Nothing to worry about here. These muffins are a bit more work than my previous recipe. That was my grandma's cake muffins. I will include the link to that recipe in the description below. Maybe a little extra work. It makes for a better muffin. Like most muffins, they do bake up rather quickly, and I've got everything all prepped to go, so this should go pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and get to work, and we'll see how this turns out. So I'm going to turn this camera down so you can see what I'm doing. I accidentally combine my flour and sugar just a little too early. I am cutting this recipe in half because it is a really big recipe, so I will give you the ingredients for both the full-size recipe and the half recipe in the description below. This is 2 cups of flour. This is 1 1/4 cups of sugar. So then to that we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now this one has 2 cups of grated carrot. This is 1 apple that's peeled and grated. I went with a Cosmic Crisp. They are currently the trending apple. I had a choice between having really brown apples or adding some lemon juice to keep them from getting all brown. So I went with the lemon juice, so that way they would still be pretty. So we have a little bit of lemon flavor in this. You can hear the lemon and the baking soda reacting. All right, so 1/2 cup of nuts. These are pecans. That's kind of what I've been using lately. And then we have a 1/2 cup of raisins. I added some water, plumped them up so they're going to be moist and juicy. We need 3 eggs. I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. We'll do the eggs. That's 1, 2, and 3. Just add that to our mixture. And then we have a cup of vegetable oil. This is going to be a big recipe. I don't know how many this is going to make. And then we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then we just combine. I've got my oven heated. It's going to be baked. These are going to bake at 350 degrees for about 12 to 18 minutes. I think we're about there. Okay, so let me grab my muffin tins. I think we're going to have some extra. And I have just the thing for that. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the oven. So again, it's 350 degrees for 12 to 18 minutes. I'll check them partway through, probably swap the trays to help make sure that they bake evenly. I'm going to pause the camera for just a moment, and I will come back with my alternative way to use up the extra batter. Be right back. So what I'm going to do, since I have a little extra batter, but not a ton, not enough to wait for a whole nother batch, I have these little mini muffin pans. Technically, these are petit four pans. They do make papers for them. I just don't happen to have any right now, so I greased my pans. And I'm going to use an actual soup spoon to scoop out more batter so that it fits nicely into the little muffin tins. My kids used to love these when they were little. I used to love it when I made the little mini muffins. I don't know if I'm going to need both pans or not. I have 2 of them. Maybe a teeny bit more there. Whoops. So we'll top those off just a smidge. Don't want to waste any of this. I think we're there. Okay, so I'm going to have to wait until this other batch finishes baking because I won't fit in my oven all at the same time. I will wait until the other batch is finished baking, then I'll put these in. The temperature can remain the same, 350. They will need less time, probably 10 minutes, maybe 12. So I will keep an eye on them so they don't overbake. I'll be back when everything is done baking. See you soon. The last 2 muffin recipes I baked, they burned on the bottom, and I just made pizza recently. It burned on the bottom, so I don't know what's going on with my oven, but I know that sometimes if you put foil under the thing you're baking, that it'll keep it from burning on the bottom. So I'm giving that a try, see if that works. So I have my muffins done. I'm going to turn this down so you can see what I've got, the finished product. So I end up getting 2 dozen plus the little small tray, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these, and we're going to do a sample. So they didn't rise real tall, but they had soda but no baking powder, so that's probably why. They are really moist. Okay, the unveiling. You can see the carrots in there. And there's raisin, and that's a nut. Okay, so let's turn this up so you can see. Watch my reaction, see how it turns out. So I'll try a little bite of this. Okay, so I'll be honest now, I was a little bit nervous about some of the ingredients in this recipe. The shredded carrot and the apple together, a little bit, that's just a little bit unusual to me. I decided to give it a fair try and keep an open mind. So I'm going to give this a taste. Maybe it'll be great. I don't know. The only way to find out is to give it a try. So here we go. It's sweet. It's kind of like the carrot cake, but the apple actually has some crunch left to it. They are really moist. So now I'm going to get the little tray. It's still hot. It's just came out of the oven. You can see the carrots. There's raisin. Whoa, it's falling apart. It's very tender. It's good. It's kind of like a carrot cake, but with a little bit of crunch of apple in it. So as I say, this recipe was from my grandma, and most of the foods that she made were wonderful. She was a really good cook. But there was some foods that, let's just say, they were not my favorite. Her holiday Jello molds come to mind. Jello molds were definitely all the rage back in the day, and they could be kind of scary. So I honestly wondered sometimes if Grandma used her holiday Jello molds to clean out the odds and ends in her fridge. She was a person who had survived the Great Depression, and honestly, I wouldn't have put it past her because absolutely nothing went to waste. And there's something to be said for that. But I digress. I have a couple more muffin recipes over the next couple of videos, so please come back and join me for those. I will include the ingredients and the preparation for this recipe in the description below, but I will also include the full recipe and the halved recipe, which is what I made today. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have a chat with you. That would be nice. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. The nose that you're seeing right there, that's Portia. She likes bread things. Here, I'll give you a tiny little bite. There, you get a bite. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That would be great. Thank you for joining me on my journey. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.